Crusades might ring a bell as a series of several battles that you might have talked about in any history class that discussed Europe. If you need a quick summary to jog your memory, I got you. Good thing we're here to talk about all things around the Crusades. The Crusades, as I mentioned before, were a series of religious wars initiated, supported, and sometimes directed by the Latin Church in the medieval period. Why this happened, you may ask? Well, since it was a series of different wars, each one had its own reasoning behind it. But in general, their primary objectives were to stop the expansion of Muslim states, to reclaim for Christianity the Holy Land in the Middle East, and to recapture territories that had formerly been Christian. Now let's see what Lauren has to say about the first of these Crusades.
Before we dive into the two main events of the First Crusade, we wanted to show you what the Crusades actually looked like and who fought in them. On the screen is a picture of Crusaders preparing to fight. An estimated 40,000 Crusaders participated in each crusade, with around 4,500 being noblemen and 20% being common folk. Now on to the First Crusade.
This is Lauren Modio on the battlefield of the First Crusade, here with a soldier. And now for a summary of the two major events of the First Crusade. Out of all the Crusades, the first is arguably the most important.
Why is that?
Well, it set off the chain reaction that would amount to around 8 Crusades.
Interesting. So what actually happened during the First Crusades?
Lots of stuff. In the interest of time, we're going to discuss the two most influential events of the First Crusade.
Which are?
The rise of the Muslim Seljuks and the Council of Clermont. The Seljuks were a Turkish tribe of the steppe that were steadily gaining power and ultimately led to the inception of the First Crusade. By winning important battles against the Byzantine Empire, such as the Battle of Manzikert, the Seljuks were able to take over large and influential cities. The cities captured by the Seljuks include Edessa, Antioch, and eventually Jerusalem.
Here is a picture of ruins in Antioch, one of the major cities captured by the Seljuks.
Calling upon the help of Pope Urban II, Emperor Alexios I Komnenos requested that Western troops be deployed in Byzantine.
Here are 3 depictions of Alexios I Komnenos, the Byzantine emperor whose call for help began the First Crusade.
Thus, the First Crusade began.
Wow, so this all began because of a little tribe named the Seljuks?
Yep.
Here's a picture of the Seljuks, the nomadic tribe that challenged the Byzantine Empire and caused the First Crusade.
Now on to the second most important event of the First Crusade, the Council of Clermont. On the 22nd of November, 1095, Pope Urban II called for a crusade in a speech called the Indulgence during the Council of Clermont, which was located in France. The Pope garnered support for the crusade through lofty promises of absolution and magnificent rewards in heaven. He declared an mission for the defenders of Christianity, effectively calling all those who did not participate traitors, or at the least, just plain cowardly. The Pope's mission to recruit soldiers continued throughout France. Through exaggerated tales of sacrilegious deeds committed by enemies, the Pope was able to convince many Christians to join the fight.
Wow, Pope Urban II was quite the actor.
Indeed. And thus, here are the two major events of the First Crusade explained.
Thank you, Lauren. This has been great. Now on to an exclusive interview with 2 eyewitnesses.
Stay tuned.
Here's a picture of the Council of Clermont, which officially declared the start of the First Crusade.
When I was first named emperor, my empire was declining, but I could not allow this to happen. My strong armies have already proven their strength with their victory over the Normans. Now it is our chance to fully take back our lands and regain the power that rightfully belongs to us. I have called upon Pope Urban for his help, and he has responded. The war will not be easy, but I see a victory. Like I said at the council earlier, this is not a call to attack. It is a call for liberation. It is for the protection of Christendom. Whoever, for devotion alone, goes to Jerusalem to liberate the Church of God can substitute this journey for all penance. There are critics who wonder what the basis for this crusade is, and to them I respond that this is a fight for liberation. This can be seen in several passages in the Bible, as well as in the works of St. Augustine of Hippo.
The First Crusade was successful in that Jerusalem was recaptured, but to ensure the Holy City stayed in Christian hands. It was necessary that various Western settlements were established in the Levant, known as the Crusader states, the Latin. There were also unforeseen or negative consequences to the First Crusade, notably the rupture in Western Byzantine relations and the Byzantines' horror at unruly groups of warriors causing havoc in their territory.